Hi, I'm Kathy Carey, and I'm talking about color theory. And for this section, I'm going to be talking about atmospheric perspective. What atmospheric perspective is how to create the stages of depth that you see out in real life on your flat piece of paper. So there are 4 stages of depth, and these relate to the 3 ways that you can manipulate color. So we can use temperature, we can use saturation, and we can use value. So the first level is going to have to do with temperature. So as we look at the closest greens to us, we'll notice that these greens up close, you can see more yellow in them. The warm color of the green is going to be the more yellow-green color. And as they go just a slight bit away, you'll notice that that real yellow-green color diminishes and they become more of a cool green. You can see more of the blue-green in the color. So that's the difference in temperature. Warm colors come close to you and cool colors go farther away. That's the essence of atmospheric perspective. The action is that warm colors come close to you and cool colors go farther away. So that's the first way that you can separate a color. So if you have warm green in the foreground and cooler green in the background, you're going to be able to get your colors to lie down. The next thing that happens out in the real world is that the colors start to neutralize. And to see that, we want to look at that hill that's kind of out there in the middle. And I want you to notice how you can almost see some red mixed in with that green. Red is the color that neutralizes green, and that color is starting to look kind of brown. Well, in terms of neutral colors, brown is a warm neutral. Gray is a cool neutral. So if you look at the mountains then further behind that, you'll notice that they don't really have that red tint anymore. Now they're starting to have kind of a bluish cast to them. So that cooler gray color is a cool version of a neutral. So warm browns come forward, cool grays go back when they're neutrals. And that's going to be the middle to the background of your picture. The last thing that happens in the 4 stages of depth is going to be that the colors get misty. So if you're working with acrylics or oils, that means you're going to need to add white to the neutralized color. If you're working with watercolor, that means you would add more water to your neutralized color. Now, you don't want to add the white or the water to the warm color in the beginning. It's a stepped up process. So first you cool a warm color, then you neutralize the cool color, and then you make misty, add a white or water to that neutralized color to make it look misty. So let's take a look off in the distance. So after our 2 hills were, one was more brown and the other gray, now if you look behind that one, you'll see that that mountain is noticeably lighter in value. So that's what we mean by getting misty, is that there's some atmosphere that is between us and that mountain now that's getting thick enough that it's actually changing the value of it. So in your picture, you want to make that change by adding more white or more water to a neutralized color. And then if we look off way in the distance, we're probably seeing, I don't know, maybe Mexico, some hills or mountains in Mexico, because it's very clear here today. You can see how very light in value that hill is back there. So in the foreground, the way that value is going to work is that you're going to have your full range of value in the foreground. So you'll notice areas that look white and areas that look completely black, plus the full range of grays. As you look towards the middle ground, we're going to lose those lightest lights and those real black colors. So you just have the middle range of grays. And of course, in the distance, we just have 1 or 2 very light values out in the distance. The way saturation changes in terms of depth is that your most saturated colors are going to be right here in front of you. And they're going to get less and less saturated the farther that they go away. And that's it. Okay, I wanted to give you a fun way to remember the 4 stages of depth: warm, cool, neutral, and misty. And this will refer to you if you're trying to make a living out of your artwork. And that is, if we look at the first letters of wrong, warm, cool, neutral, misty, and turn that into wrong color, no money, that might be a quick way for you to remember it. Thanks a lot.